Welcome back to Extra Time. Woo! Stephen, what are we doing?
We are going to, well, now the group stages of the Champions League is done. We're going to go through each individual group, talk about what we think about it. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, so I mean, the teams that have gone through and qualified for the last 16 in the Champions League are Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Borussia Mönchengladbach, possible dark horses, Man City, Porto, Liverpool, Atalanta, Chelsea, Seville, Borussia Dortmund, Lazio, Juventus, Barcelona, and Paris Saint-Germain and Red Bull Leipzig. Pretty good last 16.
Do you know the RB doesn't stand for Red Bull?
Does it not?
Does it not?
No, because in Germany, having a company name in your team name is illegal.
Oh,
Then why is it RB Salzburg as well?
It's RB the Ballsport.
But then what does it mean for the Salzburg branch?
Red
And
Bull,
the
'cause
New
it's
York
in Austria.
So usually it means Red Bull, but
Yeah,
because
in
Germany,
RB
you can't.
Salzburg and Red Bull New York is Red Bull, but in the German one it's Ballsport. Because you can't put Red Bull in the name because that's illegal in Germany.
So I think there's some main talking points to talk about. Obviously, the first one I want to talk about is Inter Milan. They've had a very bad Group B, haven't they? They've finished fourth. They haven't even qualified for Europa.
Yeah, but if you look at that group, there was 4 points between first and fourth. That was a close group where every team seemed to perform poorly, but
they should be finishing above Shakhtar Donetsk, though, shouldn't they?
Yeah, that's unforgivable.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, I'm not excusing it, but if you look at that group, 10 points was top. Every other group, I believe, is fifth, like 12 at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if Inter went into the Europa, they'd probably be favourites to win it, wouldn't they?
Do you think this could be the beginning of the end for Conte?
I think so. I
so.
do. If they don't win the league, he's one to fall out with the board. So.
No. If they don't win the league, then yes. Yeah. But I don't think not qualifying for falling out the Champions League or not getting Europa League football is enough for him to lose his job. If he doesn't get the league, then yeah, he's gone. But I think now he doesn't have to worry about European football. He can focus on the league a bit more.
Yeah.
Or the Coppers having. If they're still in it, I don't know.
That won't be enough to keep.
The thing is with Inter, it's weird. Like Conte's signing policy is literally any Premier League has been over 30. Like, I think he's got a thing for mature men.
What's Lukaku then?
Well, that's like one of the few that isn't. But if you look at Ashley Young, Victor Moses, I think they wanted to sign.
I agree. I agree with the rest of them.
Sanchez.
I agree with the rest of them. I'm just saying, Lukaku, who's the biggest name signing, has done well there. He has done well.
Yeah.
So shall we go through the groups one at a time quickly and just get initial thoughts?
Okay, sure. First group then, Group A.
Do you want me to read it or do you want to?
Yeah, go for it.
So Group A consisted of RB Salzburg, Lokomotiv Moscow, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich. And obviously, no surprise, Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid are the two teams to go through.
Yeah, I mean, it's just exactly what you'd expect.
Standards, yeah.
But Bayern walks away with it.
Both teams are probably must look at their chances to get into the finals pretty good.
Honestly, that could be the final at the end of it.
I think Atletico will slip up depending on who they.
They always seem to do well in Europe. Atletico. They always seem to.
They do well to a point, then they crash.
Yeah, Bayern, I think, will obviously be in the final. That I can't see them not being in the final.
Truthfully, right, I can't see any team right now potentially giving Bayern much grief. But we have to wait till February, and by that point, a team like Man City could be on a massive tear and just looking amazing, or Juventus could be, or Liverpool could be, or Chelsea. Like it's hard to say right now. Doesn't look like anyone's competing with Bayern, but in 2 months' time, we could be seen differently.
This is the thing the Champions League comes down to on the day a lot of the time. So I mean, it's the magical,
We've discussed Group B, Real Madrid.
Just quickly, obviously, Mönchengladbach. What do you think about them? Do you think?
I think final eight. And
I think they just got lucky to come up against teams that are out of form and Shakhtar.
See, the weird thing is Real Madrid sometimes look really good right now and sometimes look really bad.
Yeah, well, considering how bad Barca and Madrid are both doing, they've still managed to pull through and come through the Champions League stage anyway.
I know, but what I mean is Real Madrid looked really good in the league last year, great defensive record. Courtois looked great, but they didn't look great in the Champions League. And this season's somewhat similar. But I don't know what's going on. I can't. Is it really? It can't just be Ronaldo at this point.
I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, okay. Group C.
Man City, Porto. I think that's pretty standard.
Yep.
Because the Porto seems to go through to knockouts every time.
Olympiacos are in terrible form. They've lost last 5 in a row.
Look at Marseille though. Marseille 3 points.
Not great either. So yeah, I mean Porto and City pretty much walked their way through that. Porto, I think, will probably be.
I thought Marseille would have been a bit more competitive than only winning 1 out of 6.
Yeah,
wasn't it Andrew Boas said? He said we're just shit, isn't it? He said something like that at a press conference. We're just shit.
I think Man City will get last 4, last 8. Porto will go out last 16. I think they're probably one of the easiest teams to draw going into the last 16.
I love when Liverpool draw Porto. When we did it 2 years in a row, I was like,
well, City have seemed to have done the opposite. Like usually they do win in the league and crap in Europe, whereas this season they've looked a lot better in Europe than they have in the league.
No, but they always do well in the group stage of Europe.
Yeah.
They always do well in the group stages. Yeah. That's why they're always favourites when it comes around to the knockouts. They're always bet makers' favourites, and then they crash and burn.
I think going through the Champions League draws tomorrow, isn't it?
I
think so.
I don't know.
I think it might be. But anyway, for me, the team I'd want to have in the last 16 is Porto at the moment.
Me too.
Chelsea finishing top. Maybe Lazio, but I think
we've also got a chance to get Porto as well. So hopefully. Yeah. I don't want Atletico Madrid.
Speaking of Liverpool, you've gone through. You've knocked Ajax out. They haven't made it through the group, and you're through with Atalanta.
To be honest, that doesn't surprise me. I do think Atalanta are better than Ajax now. Ajax have lost a lot of their top players, but I still think they'll do well in the Europa League. But Atalanta's the better of those two teams.
Ajax would be the favourite to win the Europa League, actually.
Yeah, it could be.
Depends who else is in it. I can't actually remember right now.
I know one team who are in it. But we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, I think Atalanta will probably do okay, to be fair.
They could, they could be. I think they're like Mönchengladbach, where there could be that dark horse. But I think Atalanta have got more of a shot than Mönchengladbach have.
Well, put it this way.
Atalanta went pretty far last season. Top 8.
If Atalanta come up against Real Madrid, why not?
I could see them beating Real Madrid, to be honest.
Yeah, why not? That's what I'm thinking.
I think once again it depends closer to the time. Right now I could, but once again in February I could see Real Madrid won't come.
If Liverpool draw Barcelona in the next round, that's probably a fine draw for Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah. We beat Barcelona 4-0 at Anfield when they were better than they are right now. So what does that say?
That's
not really. The only team you definitely don't want to draw is Bayern if you're Liverpool.
Well, no, because they're top of the group. We can't draw them.
Oh, because of course they're told the trip up.
I think if there's
Atletico Madrid.
That's tough.
Sevilla and Leipzig are the 3 I want to draw the least.
Yeah, this is the thing. No, for me, the team that's going to beat Liverpool is the team that attacks them. If they take on Atletico Madrid are going to sit back and they're just going to
but they did that last year, knocked us out.
Yeah, true.
Because we know when we said sitting back against Liverpool doesn't work, but that's in the Premier League with shit teams. We're talking about Atletico Madrid are probably one of the best defensive teams.
Hang on, I want to retract it. They did it in the first leg. In the second leg, we had Alisson goal, we would have went through.
I think I'd quite like to see Liverpool.
All those goals in extra time we conceded were because of Adrian's defense keeper errors.
I don't mean
any disrespect to him because it's the way it is, but my point is that with Alisson in goal, we would have knocked Atletico Madrid out.
I want to see Liverpool. I want to see Liverpool get Leipzig. I think that'll be a good couple of games.
That'll be an interesting game.
I want to see Leipzig later on in the competition.
Obviously, for you, but for a neutral, I think Liverpool versus Leipzig will be a very good game.
No, but I want to see Liverpool beat Leipzig in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
When it means a bit more.
Yeah. Possibly. Okay, moving on. Group E. Chelsea finished top of the table, 14 points. Seville 13. Krasnodar 5. Rennes on 1. Pretty easy for both Chelsea and Seville there. Walked it really.
Yeah, that was pretty expected.
It was Rennes' first time in the Champions League, wasn't it?
It was, and they ain't done too well. I thought they'd do better than Krasnodar.
That's because you took one of the best players away.
Yeah.
So did Leeds.
To be fair, the goalkeeper they've replaced him with doesn't look too bad, but obviously they've just
this record says otherwise.
Yeah, well, okay, apart from the 11 goals they conceded. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea and Seville, I don't think Seville will get further than last 16. Chelsea.
Seville are a weird team. Seville seem to do really well against English teams, especially against English teams. Seville, like I say, they're one of the best teams in the Europa League, but they're not quite the same level for Champions. I don't know.
Yeah, they're a small fish in a big pond here.
Chelsea don't have a clue. Don't have a clue.
Speaking of small fish and big ponds, I don't see anyone from Group F going past the round of 8. Last 8.
Yeah, I think this is probably the weakest group.
No disrespect to Dortmund, they've got some great players, but we've not expected Dortmund to reach like the heights really far in the Champions League since Klopp left.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll. Lazio, interesting outfit. I don't really know too much about them.
Dortmund are just massive chokers. Whenever they just seem to be allergic to actually winning.
The big issue for them as well is defensively, Dortmund are not nearly as strong as they are attacking.
Yeah,
Dortmund are a team where they're Ferrari at the front, and I don't know. Give me a bad car.
It's also down to the tactics too. Favre is a very attacking.
But look at their attack. Look at their attack. Jadon Sancho. You've got Haaland. You've got Royce, and then defensively, your star player is Matt Hummels.
What would be interesting? Dortmund versus Leipzig again. That would be interesting. I don't know who.
Leipzig. I'd have Leipzig win that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
If it was a league match, I'd say Dortmund. But in a knockout scenario, I think I'll back Leipzig.
What do we think of Lazio's chances? Because they've got a couple of good players.
Again, yeah, they do. I don't know
much about
them. Are they a physical
mobile?
I think they're similar to like Sevilla, where they'll be good in the Europa League, but in the Champions League, they haven't got a chance.
Yeah,
in a year where like Barcelona don't have a chance, Liverpool aren't at their strongest, Man City are pretty inconsistent, Real Madrid are looking weak. You know, you're talking about they don't stand a chance. If you're looking at how the usual suspects aren't all at their best right now, I think
there are other better dark horses than Lazio right now.
Maybe, probably, you're probably right. But what I'm saying is, this year it's not as like, you know how like with usual Champions League, you can almost guarantee who the top 8 are going to be from who's in the group, who goes past the group stage. You're like, okay, right, those teams are out straight away. Those teams are still out.
If you look at their record, they've only actually won 2 of those 6 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't lose.
Also shockingly, Zenit finishing on 1 point.
Yeah, that's bad.
Lazio never lost. You're saying they only won twice. They never lost.
Yeah.
But in a knockout game, you can't draw. You have to win. So
yeah.
Well, it depends how many goals you score when you're away.
Yeah.
If you draw 3-3 away from home and you draw 1-1
positive
at home,
goal,
you go through
as well. It'll be interesting to see how Lazio do. Moving on, Juventus.
That'd be amazing.
Barcelona.
Imagine a team that got to the Champions League final and didn't win a single game.
Yeah. Juventus, Barcelona. So I'm struggling to see why Juventus finished top because they both got level points, but Barcelona.
Juventus beat Barcelona 3-0.
Head-to-head.
Head-to-head, is that how it's done? Okay, great.
Yeah, in the Champions League it's head-to-head. And Juventus absolutely
demolished
Barcelona last night.
I think it's only in the last few years they've done this.
Juventus
look good.
Juve and Barca, they were always going to walk this group, even if Barca are out of form.
Yeah, Barcelona are very lucky to get in this group. If they were up against other teams like, a Lazio or something like that, they could be.
Can I just say, this might be not a hot take, but I think it could be as well. I think Cristiano Ronaldo could still be playing at a high level of football at the age of 40.
I mean, look at Zlatan. He's almost 40, and he's still banging him in for Milan.
Yeah,
but what I mean is the two are different levels. What I mean is Ronaldo is 35, and he's still the best player at the best team in Italy. Where has that ever been seen? He's the LeBron James.
He's just a freak of nature. He's just
him and LeBron James and Tom Brady are all freaks for their sports. They're all still top teams playing really well.
I think they said his body, he's got the body of like a 25-year-old or something, isn't it? Like
when he did his what they called medicals at Juventus, and they said he had his stats were the same as a 21-year-old player, and he was 33 at the time.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah,
32, 33. That's ridiculous.
But how do Juve do going forward in the Champions League?
I don't think they go much further than top 8. I think maybe top 4, depending on the draw.
I think they could reach a semi-final.
But it depends who they draw in the quarterfinals, is what I'm saying.
If they get a good draw, they can get to the semi-final.
Yeah, but so could most of these teams.
I think beating Barcelona last night and getting top seed is very good for them.
I think Barcelona, if Barcelona draw any team other than Real Madrid or Dortmund,
I think the only.
You think Chelsea beat Barca?
Dortmund and Real Madrid are the only 2 teams I can see Barcelona potentially beating. Can they even draw Real Madrid because they're from the same?
No, they can draw Liverpool because Liverpool finished first and Barcelona finished second in the group stage.
But I'm talking about teams that like Barcelona stand a chance against knocking out. I don't think they.
Oh, so I guess knocking out.
Yeah, I'm saying either Dortmund or Real Madrid are the only two teams that I can see them.
So you think Chelsea? You think that Chelsea would beat Barcelona?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Your biggest issue would be Timo Werner's finishing in front of Ter Stegen.
I'd be quite excited to see that actually. Chelsea Barcelona.
An interesting game for sure.
We've said this, and imagine if Barcelona just got a massive tear in the Champions League.
Yeah, I know. It'd be nice.
Finished sixth in the league, but they finished first. They won the Champions League.
Last but most definitely not least, Man United finished third and have to play Europa.
Weren't they top just a couple of weeks ago?
Also, PSG and Leipzig are through in that group, both on 12 points. Man United finished on 9 points, but Man United lost to Red Bull Leipzig, which saw them go out. Which very heavy back because Leipzig probably deserve it more, don't they?
United had started the Champions League campaign very well, but they just dropped the ball.
Could you imagine
3 wins, 3 losses.
United would have been playing in the Champions League if they didn't lose to Istanbul.
Yeah.
That's
what do we make of the incident in the Istanbul PSG game?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean,
I think it's a lot more nuanced than people are making it out to be.
But
I think it's bad on the referee's part, but I don't think he's done it with malicious intent.
Yeah, that's more. It is a racist thing to say, but I don't think he said it with the intention of being racist. I think
it's more grey area than
naive. Yeah,
because obviously in Romanian, black
ignorance.
is in Romanian and many
naivety.
obviously in Spanish, black is negro. And obviously, if you hear that said, obviously in English, that's
that wasn't the area.
He said negro because of Romanian.
But that wasn't why. That wasn't the issue. It was when it was talking about the managerial team.
Because he said the black one.
Yeah, which people.
I mean, he is black.
Identified.
It's an identifying thing.
He could have went that one. Good. He could have just pointed and went that one. You know, he didn't need, and it's not like they would have went, who, me? He could have just walked up and pointed at him. He didn't have, to me, it's ignorant.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't reflect good.
It looks poor. I don't think it's, I think we've seen far worse cases of racial
but to me, the fact they said it.
So in conclusion, his intention wasn't racist, but it is racist, what you said.
Yeah, and to be honest, intention shouldn't really matter when it comes to racism or sexism.
I think it's more of a case where he's the sort of person, he'll understand what he did wrong and he'll probably be told off, probably fined maybe, but he's not going to lose his job over it. Probably not.
That's it. But I think it was the right decision to make.
But it's interesting. How do you see United doing in the Europa League?
I can't see them winning it.
It depends. Once again, it depends what United we get.
It's just nice to see them still have a stacked fixture list.
I think United can go far in the Europa League. I still think them to go top 4 because it's not to really get to the semi-finals that you do start to encounter.
Top 4 would be great. Top 4 would be great, and then have them lose them. You just want the fixture list.
Yeah, you just want them to do that, so they're worse in the league.
I just want the big fixture list. Yeah.
So with teams finishing third in the Champions League, does that mean they only get drawn against first place teams or second seeded teams?
I don't know how it works.
Because imagine if they draw Tottenham in their first game.
I don't think they can because they're English.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing or not.
I think because in the Champions League, you can't be drawing against teams from the same nation.
Yeah.
In the first round of knockouts.
Oh, in the first round.
So for example, Gladbach cannot be drawn against Bayern Munich.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, all the English teams that went through all finished first, so they couldn't be drawn against each other anyway. Yeah. But like Real Madrid can't be drawn against Barcelona.
Yeah.
So Barcelona's only hope is Dortmund.
How do we see PSG doing?
It depends on the draw once again. I know I'm saying this again, but it's like if PSG draw against Porto, then obviously I'm backing them to go through. But they get drawn against Atletico Madrid or Atalanta even, or...
I think it's just they're a victim of the domestic league they play in. It's hard to rate PSG just because every other team in their league is
going forward. They've got some of the best players in the world going forward. Icardi is a good striker. Mbappe is Mbappe. Neymar is good despite his dramatics. Verratti's a great midfielder. Defensively, they're not as great. So it depends.
Neither are Bayern, to be honest.
No, but Bayern's defensively are still more solid than PSG.
Yeah, I don't think there's that much in it though. There's not much in it as I think.
Alphonso Davies is one of the best left backs. David Alba's been very solid and consistent there for them. I know you don't agree with that, but every single pundit in the world seems to think that David Alba's been very good slotting in at centre back.
I think he's been good. I just don't think he should have been in the top 5 when we did that thing. I think he's at top 10, but not top 5.
Not Neuer's been brilliant this year. So I don't know. I can see where you're coming from, but I think Bayern defensively are much more solid.
It's just with PSG, you just never know what to expect. They could either be brilliant or they could capitulate. They're not like a Bayern who we know they're
the main reason they got to the final last time around was their draw. If you look,
they got a good draw. Yeah,
they had what was it? They had
they did play well though in the games. That
Atalanta, Leipzig. They only narrowly went through to Atalanta though. It was like, what was it, 90?
Atalanta seem to be really up for it against the big teams. Yeah, they seem to really play well.
That's what I mean. Look at PSG's draw: Dortmund, Atalanta, Leipzig. Any other big team could have. Like Real Madrid.
Yeah, they get a good draw, to be fair.
If Liverpool knocked out Atletico Madrid, they would have.
We can say, Man City got a favourable draw, but they still got embarrassed. So
yes, true. But still, that just because Man City didn't do well with a favourable draw doesn't mean
PSG are used to putting away crap teams, so in their domestic league, so it's not that hard for them, I guess.
Yeah, so it's an interesting one to see.
So. In summary, who's winning the Champions League? Stephen?
Right now, still Bayern.
Yeah, I've got Bayern.
I want us to reassess this when it comes closer to the actual knockout starting.
Yeah, we'll see after the first round.
Yeah, I'm going to call that it's going to be a Bayern versus Atletico final.
Again, depends who Atletico get.
Yeah.
To be honest,
depending on the draw.
If they don't draw each other, teams they can't draw each other in the same group.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So I think that's.
No. They can't. Sorry, they can't in the first round. Sorry, later on,
yeah, they can beat each other.
I think looking at this, to be honest, looking at the teams besides Bayern, despite their injuries, I don't see why Liverpool can't reach the final.
Same with
Chelsea. Chelsea could reach the final. Man City, and there's plenty of teams that could reach the final. I think it's going to be Bayern and someone else.
Yeah. I'm not ruling Chelsea out. But at the same time, if we come up against Bayern again, we're going to get our asses handed to us. So that depends.
But that's the thing. Last time we played Bayern, and to be honest, it was only a year later that Bayern were spanking you. And
should we just call
whoever beat Bayern comfortably in the Allianz?
Whoever doesn't draw Bayern in the lead up to the final was going to be in the final.
Pretty much.
Again, it'll be interesting to see because why would Bayern choke? I'm not saying they will, but it's football. It's a possibility. If Bayern come up against a team, you said Atalanta. You said Atalanta look up for against top teams. Imagine Atalanta come out the gates and attack Bayern. Imagine that. It's possible.
They drew with Atletico. They drew with Leipzig recently, 3-3, didn't they?
Well, in the Bundesliga, in their last game, Bayern drew against Leipzig 3-3.
Drew with Werder, yeah. Drew with Werder Bremen. I mean, to be fair, I'm looking at their results.
I don't think Bayern are looking as good as they were last season.
When they
game against Stuttgart, they were down at half time.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Bayern in the Champions League last season and the domestic league last season with Flick, I don't think they look as good as they did.
Beat Hertha Berlin 4-3, shedded 3 goals. Beat Cologne 2-1.
As I said, I don't think Bayern's defence is as good as some people think it is.
Yeah, so that's what I don't even think going forward they've been as good as they were last season. I think Bayern they're still good. They're still the best team right now going, but I don't think
they're like the optimised version of Leeds, where they're.
So let's say Bayern beating Barcelona was 8-2 was like 100% Bayern.
Yeah,
I think right now they're maybe 80%.
I don't think they're as good as they were last year, but I still think they're very good.
But that's what I mean. They're not as good as they were last year, but still good.
We'll see come the new year. I think that's what.
I think it's just one of the hardest to call Champions Leagues we've had in a while. Possibly.
Even though we're all saying Bayern.
Maybe I'm just saying.
Yeah, but we're all saying Bayern right now.
Yeah.
But, I'm still on the fence with. I still think that right now it's Bayern, but that could change.
If there's any season to have a surprise winner, it's this one.
If Lewandowski goes down injured, I'm not saying he will, but if he goes down injured, I don't have Bayern winning anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I think the rest of the team's good, but I think without Lewandowski, they've got no focal point for their attack.
Mm.
Who would even step up to replace him?
Arp. Is he still there?
Arp?
He's playing for their B team. I think it would have to be Milne. Or Gnabry.
Good player, Milne.
But my point is, Müller, Gnabry, Coleman, Sane are not all used as goal scorers for that. Bayern's whole system is get the ball to Lewandowski in an area to score. So without him, if he falls, it's not like Tottenham that when they lose Kane, emergency purchase in January because Lewandowski will be injured.
Martin Braithwaite. Yeah, so
I'm
anyway,
sick.
we'll leave it there. So that was extra time. Nice and short. That's what we think of the Champions League groups. Going forward, we'll see how it goes. But thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.